All right, good afternoon. So back on the trail. It's like, I don't know, what is it, like 5 p.m. now?
5:15.
5:15. So back on the trail with George. And yeah, basically got to Pinedale last night, like I mentioned. Had a really nice stay at the Jackalope Hostel. Actually, honestly, can't recommend it enough. Like, they've planned it all out so nicely. You know, they have bikes that you can use to go around town, and they got laundry, obviously. Probably one of the nicest showers on the trail, because it's all brand new as well, the bunk rooms. But yeah, anyway, spent the whole morning there. Got our resupply. But yeah, so basically we'll be doing like a 4 or 5 day stretch to get back to Pinedale. We'll be doing the Cirque of the Towers alternate, which is supposed to be really nice. And yeah, we'll be heading back to Pinedale because where we are now is near South Pass City, where people normally go to Lander. But like I said, we did that long weird hitch. But the hitchhiking back to the trail today was actually fairly easy. It wasn't bad at all. We actually got 3 different rides. Was it 3? Yeah. And yeah, they all worked out really well. Actually, the first guy gave us a ride almost immediately. We walk out into the road and this guy just immediately picks us up. And yeah, really friendly guy, same age as us, he's 25, and you know, from Wyoming. And he said he like worked construction, and I don't know, he just seemed like a normal guy, but like really friendly. But when he dropped us off, he just handed me a wad of cash. Like, no joke, he handed me a wad of cash. And I'm like, are you sure? And I don't know, I feel weird taking that much money from someone. And I walked over to George and I was like, as the guy was driving off, I'm like, that was a lot of money, George. Like, that, I haven't counted it yet, but that wasn't like, you know, that wasn't a few dollars. And yeah, so I counted it and I was like, that's a $20 bill, that's a $20 bill, that's a $20 bill. How many $20 bills are there? 13 $20 bills. $260. No joke. This guy, 25 years old, told us he worked construction from Wyoming, and he just hands me $260. Insane, amazing, incredible. Can't believe it. So me and George are like, well, you know, we'll just take turns, you know, paying for meals and beers and accommodation, whatever. I mean, like, wow, awesome, amazing guy. And so that first guy actually only took us like less than 10 miles. It was a short ride with him. But yeah, anyway, the second hitch, really friendly guy as well, young guy, probably similar age to us or something. And he was like a research, like biologist kind of guy, telling us all these crazy stories about like, you know, going out and like having to like capture bighorn sheep to put like tags on them for their research and all this stuff. But it sounded really crazy, like helicopters. I mean, he wasn't doing this, but like people jump out of helicopters with these crazy nets and like wrestle sheep and like, I don't know, it was pretty funny listening to that. So he took us to Fasten, and then the third hitch took a bit longer, but we got ice cream as well. And you get like, if you get a small ice cream, it's like the biggest ice cream you've ever seen. So that was pretty nice. I mean, it's just like stacked with ice cream. It was really good. So yeah, and a lovely couple, locals, gave us a ride. And yeah, I think all these different people knew about the CDT, so they were familiar with hitchhikers and stuff, and all really friendly people. So anyway, back on the trail now, basically kind of on the edge of the Great Basin, but as you can see, there are actually now like trees here, and there's actual like forest almost. So things are changing. We're about to head into the Wind River Range. Really excited for all that, and good to be back on the trail. George, you want to say hi?
Hello, how are you doing?
On YouTube, eh?
Excited to be on the CDT.
The scenery is rapidly changing. So as you can see, there's lots of like sawdust on the ground, and all of these logs have just been recently cut through. So a trail maintenance crew came through here fairly recently, I think. Haven't seen any comments about that on the navigational app I use called Far Out, but I have seen comments from like a week ago saying that there's loads of blowdowns in this area. You know, blowdowns are just fallen trees, and it can be really annoying when it's like constant blowdowns. But as you can see, like that's a freshly cut tree. There's like sawdust right there. You know, all of these are like freshly cut. So really lucky, and I'm very grateful for the fact that, you know, people do trail maintenance and they clear the trail for us. And also, that's basically one of the benefits of having a later start on the CDT. I think I might have mentioned this before in a previous video, but having a late start on the CDT had the obvious benefit of avoiding snow. And apparently some people actually had snow travel in the Wind River range, people that got here early. Avoiding that, but also you just increase your chances of trail crew, because people do trail maintenance in the summer, and yeah, the later you come, the more likely it is that blowdowns have been cleared. And everywhere that I'm walking right now, I would have been stepping over fallen trees constantly if I was here like a week ago. So yeah, very grateful for that. Oh, and also you may have noticed, like on the back of my pack, those are bagels. I couldn't fit the bagels in my pack, so the bagels are just strapped to the outside. And I got a lot of food on the stretch, packed out like way too much food. I was packing out 5 days of food, but like pretty much like 5,000 calories per day, which is good. I should eat like 5,000 calories a day, but I basically haven't eaten barely any of that food today, just because we ate a lot of food leaving town. We got ice cream somewhere in the middle of the hitchhiking, and that was a lot of ice cream. And I don't know, gonna have a lot of food for the next 4 days. Probably just gonna be constantly eating food, which is good. Fatten myself up a bit.
Careful.
So it's also been pretty crazy today. We've only hiked about 7 miles just because we got to the trail like 5 p.m. after all the hitchhiking. You know, the hitchhike was 100 miles on the road, so kind of crazy, but went really well going both ways. So, you know, I got $260 in cash, so definitely went well. But anyway, also got an apple. Forgot to mention that. Second guy gave us both an apple, so that was nice as well. But yeah, anyway, I was just saying, we've hiked about 7 miles today, and we're fully in the forest. I mean, there's tons of flowing water. Let me show you this water source right here. As you can see, just like tons of flowing water, constantly crossing streams everywhere. It's great. Not like the Great Basin. And where we got dropped off on the highway was fully like desert. I mean, sage bushes everywhere, completely flat, and yeah, full on desert, very dry. There were a couple of trees at that point, but I mean, we've hiked 7 miles, no joke, like barely anywhere. Hiked for like, you know, 2 or 3 hours or something of actual hiking, and we're fully in the forest. It's really nice. There were actually some aspen trees, I think, at one point. Now it's probably like spruce or pine or something. But it's really nice to be back in the forest, have loads of running water sources. I'm carrying more water than I need to because I'm kind of used to being in the Great Basin at this point, and you know, always carrying minimum 2 liters. But I could be carrying like half a liter or less, but anyway. Alright, so we finished hiking for the day and we're just setting up camp. Basically we only did about like 9 miles today, and I feel like that's pretty solid given that we started hiking at like 5 p.m. after all the hitchhiking. And yeah, basically we got a nice place to camp, and it's probably good to have like a pretty casual day for the first day on trail for George, and a bit of rest for me because I was doing some big long days in the Great Basin, so it's quite nice. But yeah, anyway, setting up camp. I'm just cowboy camping and George setting up his tent. I'll show you that. So George, what kind of tent do you have?
This is... Good question, I've already forgotten what it is.
Alright, yeah, fair enough. Is it like a UK brand or something?
Yeah, it's a UK brand.
Yeah.
They're from, I think, Somerset or Devon.
I think when I did the coast to coast, I saw a guy with the same tent.
There should be like a tag on the bag.
George also has an Atom pack. Look how fresh and nice and clean this pack looks. Barely touched. But yeah, that's an Atom pack, which is also a UK brand based in the Lake District. So, and then I'm just camping over here. I'm just going to cowboy camp. And actually there are no bugs, no mosquitoes yet. I reckon wherever we camp tomorrow, there'll be mosquitoes. So make the most of being able to just casually cowboy camp like that. But yeah, it was a nice day on the trail today. It was also nice actually hitchhiking. It was a pretty good hitchhiking experience. Never had to wait too long. Not sure what the longest wait time was, like 20 minutes, half an hour or something. Wasn't bad, and all really nice people. And once again, got $260. So that's pretty crazy. But yeah, anyway, pretty solid day. And it was really cool transitioning from the Great Basin, from just like sagebrush and, you know, barren kind of flat land. And now we're fully in the forest. So feel like I'm really heading into the Wind River Range really soon. Oh, and also one final thing to mention for today is I now have bear spray. So I got this bear spray in Pinedale and I got it for free. So got this at the Jackalope at the like hostel / motel, and it was basically just in the hiker box. So this is the full, you know, unused thing of bear spray. And bear spray costs like $50 or something. So to get this for free is not insignificant. Like that's actually a pretty good find. And oh yeah, let me show you one other thing. I have a pretty good resupply of food for the stretch. I would say the supermarket in Pinedale is one of the best supermarkets on the trail so far. A really good selection of stuff. The one thing that I'm really surprised to find is Nando's. Nando's peri peri mayonnaise, actually, which is not normally the kind of like Nando sauce I go for. Normally it's just the Nando's like peri peri hot sauce, but I kind of wanted some mayonnaise with my tuna, and I got Nando's peri peri, which is normally, I don't know, just you see that in England a lot, but didn't think I'd see it out here. But yeah, so pretty solid day today. I also got some of these meals. This is one of those Cuban rice bowls, good to go. More than 1,000 calories in these. So I have a couple of these for this stretch. I got a pretty good resupply of food, you know, tuna packets, chicken packets, and pepperoni, and I got some. Oh yeah, one thing I've been eating a lot recently is cheese. Actually, I get these like mozzarella sticks, and the mozzarella sticks hold up really well. They're like cheese string type sticks. You know, it's not very good cheese, but it actually tastes quite nice, and it doesn't melt. Like I use them in the Great Basin, and they're all just individually packaged and they don't melt, so yeah, they hold up well. But yeah, that's all for today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, so it looks like George has got his tent all set up. So it looks like it basically has one pole that goes, you know, straight across the middle here, and it looks like it has enough headroom so you can sit up inside it.
Yeah.
Seems like a decent tent, and it's called the Terra Nova Laser Compact 1. I don't know if you can read that there. Terra Nova seems decent.
I've got a bit of a porch area, and then a fair amount of
yeah, it looks good, man.